What does it truly mean to be mentally strong as a woman today? In a world that often bombards women with contradictory messages. Be strong, but not too assertive. Be independent, but still nurturing. Speak up, but not too loudly. It's no wonder many feel torn between expectations and authenticity. This video isn't just about being mentally tough. It's about learning to become emotionally intelligent, internally grounded, and spiritually centered through the lens of Stoic philosophy. It's about embodying quiet power, the kind that can weather storms without losing its essence. Mental strength is not about denying emotions or acting invulnerable. It's about choosing your response in the face of adversity. It's about building inner reserves of peace, courage, and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. And what he meant is powerful. We can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we think about it, how we respond, and how we choose to move forward. Together, we will explore timeless Stoic wisdom and combine it with practical tools for today's woman. Whether you're battling self-doubt, navigating transitions, or simply seeking clarity, this journey is for you. Before we begin, if you're drawn to Stoic wisdom and timeless insights that help you live with clarity and courage, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. It supports the work, and brings more philosophy into more lives. Now, let's explore today's teaching. Part 1. Understanding mental strength. Let's clear something up. Mental strength isn't about shutting off your emotions or pretending you don't feel anything. It's not about being cold or distant. True mental strength means having power over your emotions, not letting them have power over you. It means knowing when to pause before reacting. It means staying calm in chaos, standing tall in fear, and continuing forward even when it's hard. Being mentally strong looks like this. 1. It's having self-control when you want to lash out, but choose peace instead. 2. It's showing courage, even when you're scared or uncertain. 3. It's being persistent when life gets tough, when quitting would be easier. 4. It's learning how to regulate your emotions instead of being overwhelmed by them. And 5. It's using rational thinking to make choices, not just reacting based on impulse or fear. So what does mental strength look like in real life, especially as a woman? It looks like walking away from a relationship or environment that drains you, even if it's familiar or feels safe. It means speaking up for yourself, not with anger, but with calm confidence. It's setting boundaries and not feeling guilty for protecting your peace. It's being open and vulnerable, without falling apart, because you've built an anchor inside yourself. But let's be honest, there are real challenges that make this hard, especially for women. Many women are taught to put everyone else first. To be agreeable, accommodating, and always pleasant. So, saying no can feel wrong. Prioritizing yourself might feel selfish. And showing emotion? You're told it makes you weak. All of this can lead to emotional burnout, that feeling of being exhausted, drained, and like you're running on empty. But here's the truth, taking care of your mind and heart doesn't make you selfish. It makes you strong. And that's exactly what we're here to help you build. Part 2. The role of self-care in mental strength. Self-care is not selfish, and it's definitely not a luxury. It's not about spa days, expensive candles, or Instagram-worthy moments. Self-care is essential. The Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, taught the importance of self-awareness and discipline. They believed you must know yourself well enough to notice when your body needs rest, when your mind needs space, or when your soul needs healing. So let's break it down. 1. Redefining what self-care really means. Self-care isn't just pampering yourself. It's the hard, quiet things we do to stay whole and healthy, especially when no one's watching. It's things like saying no when your plate is already full. walking away from toxic people or draining environments. Finally booking that doctor's appointment you've been putting off. Choosing nourishing food over emotional eating. Going to bed on time instead of scrolling endlessly. It's about protecting your future peace, even when it's inconvenient. 2. The 4 key areas of self-care. To be mentally strong, especially as a woman navigating modern life, you need to care for yourself in 4 core areas. First, emotional self-care. This could mean going to therapy, journaling to release thoughts, or setting boundaries that protect your peace. Second, mental self-care. That's choosing what goes into your mind, reading books that make you think, limiting time on negative social media, and reflecting instead of reacting. Third, physical self-care. That's your body. Getting enough sleep. Moving your body in a way that feels good, whether that's yoga, walking, or dancing. And fueling yourself with real, nutritious food. Fourth, spiritual self-care. No, this doesn't have to be religious. It might be meditating in silence, praying, sitting alone in nature, or just having moments of stillness. Whatever connects you to something greater than yourself. 3. Create a daily routine that fills you, not drains you. The strongest women don't wing it. They build routines that support their well-being. In the morning, try starting your day with silence, even just 5 minutes. Then maybe write in a journal or set an intention. Something like, today, I protect my peace. At night, do the opposite of chaos. Practice gratitude, think of 3 things that went right. Put the phone down. Sip some warm tea. Allow your mind to slow down so your body can rest. These small rituals add up. They create a sense of rhythm, even in a chaotic world. 4. Self-discipline is self-care. Here's something most people don't realize. Discipline is a form of self-love. Waking up early so you have time to breathe before the world starts. Keeping a budget so you're not anxious at the end of the month. Cleaning your space so your mind can feel clear. These are not chores. They're powerful gifts you give to your future self. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you want. It comes from having control over your choices and your environment. 5. Protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. One of the most powerful things you can do is audit your life. Look at your calendar, your conversations, your relationships, and ask, what drains me? What fills me up? You don't have to do a massive life overhaul. Start small. Let me share a quick story. Nina is a new mom. She loves her child deeply, but she was feeling lost, exhausted, emotionally drained, and unsure of who she was outside of motherhood. So she made one small change. She woke up just 30 minutes earlier. In that quiet window, she meditated, stretched, and wrote in her journal. That tiny slice of time became sacred. It reminded her of who she is beyond her roles, and it helped her feel more emotionally grounded and mentally clear. Self-care is not a one-time event. It's a way of living. And it's how mentally strong women stay strong, not just for others, but for themselves. Part 3. Building a supportive network. Being mentally strong doesn't mean doing everything alone. In fact, strong women are usually the ones who are supported by others. They surround themselves with people who lift them up, not bring them down. Mental strength grows in the right environment. So let's talk about how to build that. 1. Start by looking at your inner circle. Ask yourself, who truly supports you? Who makes you feel drained every time you talk to them? Who sees all sides of you, your strengths and your flaws, and still treats you with love and respect? These questions help you figure out who belongs in your close circle, and who might be taking up space in your life without giving anything healthy in return. 2. Invest in the relationships that matter. Strong relationships don't just happen, you have to nurture them. That means checking in regularly with people you care about. Being open when you're struggling, and letting the right people see the real you. Not everyone deserves your vulnerability, but someone does. Be that kind of support for them, too. It's a two-way street. 3. Set boundaries, loving, clear boundaries. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." That's powerful. It means choosing relationships that help you grow, not shrink. Boundaries aren't about cutting people off completely, they're about knowing how close someone should be to your heart, your energy, and your time. Think of boundaries like a filter, not a wall. 4. Look for mentors or role models. You don't have to figure everything out alone. Find someone who's already walked the path you're on. Someone you can learn from, who can help guide you when things feel overwhelming. Stoicism teaches us that wisdom is passed down not just in books, but in how people live. Look for that kind of example. 5. Join or build empowering communities. Maybe that's a women's support group, a book club, an online space, or a mastermind. When you surround yourself with people on the same growth journey, you create something powerful. Here's a real example. Amara, a young professional, used to feel like she didn't belong in her job. She doubted herself constantly. Then she joined a women's leadership circle. Talking openly with other women who had faced similar struggles gave her strength. She shared her fears, and listened to theirs. It reminded her that she wasn't alone, and that she was more capable than she realized. Her confidence came back. So did her ambition. Remember this. Being mentally strong isn't about being tough all the time. It's about knowing when to lean in, when to reach out, and who to let in. The people you choose to keep close can either drain you, or help you rise. Part 4. Strategies for building resilience. Resilience is your inner strength. It's your ability to bounce back after life knocks you down, to adapt when things change unexpectedly, and to keep going even when things get really hard. Think of it like a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it becomes. Now, let's break down 5 simple and powerful ways to build resilience in your daily life. 1. Change the way you see challenges. There's a quote by Marcus Aurelius that says, "What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacles aren't meant to stop you, they're meant to shape you. When something difficult shows up in your life, train your mind to pause and ask, what is this situation trying to teach me? How is this helping me become stronger or wiser? Can I use this pain to grow instead of letting it break me? It's not about pretending everything is okay. It's about choosing to learn from what's hard. 2. Practice voluntary discomfort. This might sound strange at first, but it's a very powerful Stoic practice. It means choosing small, controlled moments of discomfort so you become less dependent on constant ease or comfort. Here are a few ways you can try it. Take a cold shower once in a while. Go a day without your favorite luxury, like coffee, makeup, or social media. Walk to your destination instead of driving or using a ride app. These small acts of voluntary discomfort train your mind to stay calm and grounded even when life gets uncomfortable. 3. Learn to regulate your emotions. Life will trigger you. People will test your patience. And sometimes, emotions will hit hard. But you can train yourself to stay steady. Here are a few tools you can use. Take deep, slow breaths. This calms your nervous system. Write down your feelings without judging them. Talk it out with someone you trust. Name what you're feeling. I feel overwhelmed, or I feel hurt. Naming the emotion takes away its power. It's okay to feel deeply. Being emotionally strong doesn't mean you feel less, it means you know what to do when those feelings show up. 4. Let go of what you can't control. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, once said, Don't demand that things happen as you wish. Wish that they happen as they do. So much of our emotional pain comes from trying to control things that are simply out of our hands, what others do, how they feel, or what the future holds. Letting go isn't weakness. It's wisdom. Focus on what's within your control, your attitude, your actions, your response. Everything else? Learn to release it. You don't need to carry what doesn't belong to you. 5. Build your personal resilience toolkit. Every woman needs a go-to set of tools she can lean on when life gets tough. Your resilience toolkit might include things like a personal mantra, like, "I've survived worse," or "This too shall pass." A grounding technique, like deep breathing, going for a walk, or listening to calming music. A quick reset ritual, maybe journaling, meditating, or just sitting quietly for 5 minutes. Your toolkit is personal. Make it your own. What matters is that you have something to turn to when your world feels chaotic. A real-life example, Jasmine's story. Let's bring this to life. Jasmine is 28. She works in marketing and was unexpectedly laid off. She panicked at first, like anyone would. But instead of letting fear take over, she turned to the tools she had built over time. She meditated every morning. She journaled through her thoughts. She reminded herself of her values, what truly matters to her. And within 2 months, Jasmine didn't just survive, she thrived. She launched her own freelance brand agency, something she had always dreamed of but never had the courage to try, until life pushed her. That's resilience in action. Not pretending everything's fine, but using every setback as a setup for a stronger comeback. Part 5. Real-life stories of strong women. Let's take a moment to step away from theory and philosophy, and step into real life. Because sometimes, the most powerful way to learn what strength looks like, is through the stories of those who lived it. 1. Malala Yousafzai. Imagine being just a teenager and standing up to the Taliban because you believe girls deserve to go to school. That's exactly what Malala did. She was shot in the head for it, but she survived. And instead of backing down, she came back stronger. She continued her fight for girls' education, and became the youngest person ever to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. That's mental strength. That's courage. That's stoic resilience in action, turning unimaginable pain into unstoppable purpose. 2. Maya Angelou. Maya's story is one of turning silence into song. She survived childhood trauma that left her mute for years. But she didn't stay silent. She found her voice, through poetry, through storytelling, and through activism. She once said, "We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated." That wasn't just a quote, it was how she lived. She turned every wound into wisdom and taught generations of women to rise. 3. Frida Kahlo. Frida lived most of her life in physical pain after a devastating accident left her with lifelong injuries. But even when she was bedridden, she painted. From her bed, she created art that captured her deepest emotions, identity, and beliefs. She didn't let her suffering silence her. She made it her brushstroke. Her strength didn't shout, it painted. Her life reminds us that strength doesn't always look like movement. Sometimes it looks like stillness, with fire in the heart. 4. Your story matters too. And now, let's talk about you. You might not have a Nobel Prize or be known around the world, but that doesn't mean your strength is any less powerful. Every woman has faced storms, loss, heartbreak, doubt, exhaustion, and still kept going. If you've ever chosen to get out of bed on a hard day, if you've held space for others while holding your own tears, if you've dared to dream, even in silence, then you've already shown great strength. You don't have to be famous to be fierce. Your story matters. Your quiet resilience counts. And if no one's told you lately, you are strong. Part 6. Practical exercises for viewers. Let's go through 5 powerful exercises you can start using today to build your mental strength, step by step. You don't need any special tools, just a little time and honesty with yourself. 1. Morning clarity practice. Start each morning with a short mental check-in. Take a moment to ask yourself 3 simple questions. What can I actually control today? What do I need to let go of? And what is my intention for the day? This might sound like: I can control my attitude and effort. I'll release my need for other people's approval. And today, my intention is to stay calm under pressure. This sets the tone for a strong, centered day, before the world gets loud. 2. Emotional labeling journal. Whenever you feel emotionally triggered, maybe you're upset, anxious, or overwhelmed, pause and walk yourself through 4 quick prompts. What just happened? What am I feeling right now? What story am I telling myself about this? And what is actually, factually true? For example, if a friend doesn't reply to your message, your story might be, she's mad at me. But the truth could simply be, she might be busy. This exercise helps you separate emotion from reality, and that's a huge part of mental strength. 3. Daily discomfort challenge. Once a day, do one small thing that makes you uncomfortable, but is still safe and manageable. It could be speaking up in a meeting, taking a cold shower, making a tough phone call, or saying no when you usually say yes. This builds what Stoics called fortitude, the ability to face discomfort without flinching. 4. Inner dialogue audit. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself, especially when things go wrong. When you catch a negative thought, try to reframe it. For example, instead of, I'm not good enough, try, I'm learning and growing every day. Instead of, I can't do this, try, this is hard, but I'll figure it out. The words you speak to yourself shape the way you see the world, and yourself. Choose wisely. 5. Weekly reflection time. Take 10 to 15 minutes once a week, say, on a Sunday, to reflect on your progress. Ask yourself, what did I handle well this week? Where could I have done better? And what did I learn about myself? This keeps you growing intentionally, not just reacting to life. Part 7. Mental strength is not something you're born with. It's something you build. Like a muscle. Like a fire. It requires tending, nurturing, and commitment. As a woman in today's world, your strength is revolutionary. You defy limitations. You rise after setbacks. You choose grace under pressure. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. Seneca. So take what you've learned here today. Apply it. Reflect on it. Share it with another woman who might need this message. You are not alone, and your power is limitless. Subscribe to the channel, share your reflections in the comments, and come back to this video anytime you need a reminder of your strength. Until next time, stay grounded, stay brave, and stay powerfully you. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like the video, it really helps. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for more Stoic lessons, practical reflections, and inner strength, every single week. Thanks for watching. Stay grounded. Stay calm. And remember, true strength is learning to master yourself.